What's up, people? Happy Friday and welcome back to our at-home workout number 27. Today we're going to get started with a barbell warm-up. Just getting ready for our complex here in a few minutes. But if you have a PVC pipe or a broomstick and you want to do the warm-up with that, then you can do that as well. But you don't need a lot of weight for this. So an empty barbell will suffice. But if you want to add maybe 5s or 10s on either side of that barbell, then you can do that. But we're sticking with the Tabata style warm-up. First movement is going to be a high pull in a snatch grip position. Then we're going to go into a behind the neck press from that same grip. And then we're going to go into overhead squats for that third movement. So 3 rounds, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So like I mentioned before, guys, today for a warm-up we don't need a whole lot of weight. So I want you guys starting with an empty barbell, and if you want to increase weight for the second or third round, then you can go up 5-10 pounds. But if you also have a PVC pipe or a broomstick and you want to use it, you can use that too. But for our first movement, we're going to get started with a snatch high pull. So snatch grip position, working hook grip. So thumb down, fingers over thumbs. Here as we pull, we're pulling the bar right up under our chin to our collarbone. All right, notice my elbows are going up and back. I'm keeping the bar as close as I can to my chest. All right, a snatch high pull. All right, moving there for 20 seconds. Once we finish that, we're taking the barbell to behind the neck. And we're going behind the neck presses in a snatch grip position. All right, notice my elbows are underneath the bar and I press straight up as I lock my elbows out nice and tight, securing that bar up overhead. So 20 seconds of a behind the neck snatch grip press. Then after that, we're going to keep the bar up overhead and we're going to go right into our overhead squats. I'm not warm yet, so my depth might not be there, but getting as low as we can, sitting those hips back as those knees go forward, getting good depth and keeping good posture in our overhead squats. So that is our Tabata warm-up. So if you guys weren't able to tell from the warm-up, today for our strength, we have a snatch complex. The snatch complex is going to be 1 halting snatch deadlift plus 1 snatch from the floor plus 1 overhead squat. On the halting snatch deadlift, I want you guys to pause in 3 separate positions. So the first position is going to be 1 inch off the floor. The second one is going to be at the knee. And the last one is going to be up in the hip as we hold that halting position. So 2-second pause at each of those positions. But for our complex, it's 1 plus 1 plus 1. We're going to be building that complex for 15 minutes. So if you guys are staying light or staying lighter, you can get more sets in. But I still want you guys to focus on positions and technique over weight. So don't try and get too crazy to where those positions and that technique just goes out the window. So building for 15 minutes of a halting snatch deadlift, a snatch from the floor, and then 1 overhead squat. Alrighty gang, so as we get started with our complex, today our focus is going to be the pull. Okay, really focusing on those positions from the floor to the hip, making sure that we can stay over the bar and stay balanced over the middle of the foot. So, when we start, we're going to be starting with a halting snatch deadlift. So as we get set up, regular snatch setup position here. Our chest is up, our back angle is nice and flat. But as we start, we're going to lift it, 1, 2, pull to the knee, 1, 2, and then as we stand, we're going to pause right here in the hip. Our shoulders are still on top of the bar. My knees are back. And then I go right back down. Okay, that's what halting means. We're halting before we squeeze our butt and stand tall. All right, so if you've been here a while, it's the same thing as RDLs. So whenever we do RDLs, it's basically like a halting before we get to the very top. We're leaving those hips behind. Okay, we're not squeezing our butt standing all the way through. So halting snatch deadlift with a 2-second pause, 1 inch off the ground, 2-second pause at the knee. Remember, when we're here at the knee, go from the side, we're still maintaining our position over the barbell, our toes are down, our low back is flat, our shoulders are back, chest is showing up, and then we come up to that halting position. So, notice, my knees are back, my shoulders are together, that barbell is almost to the hip, but it's not because I'm not squeezing my butt. So that's what I want your halting snatch deadlifts to look like. Once we finish that, we'll follow it back to the ground, get set up in the same position that we did for the deadlift, and then I want you to hit those same positions on the way up through our snatch. So, we've already completed our deadlift. Coming up, standing up, keeping the barbell up overhead, going into our overhead squat, and that is your complex. Like I said, video yourself. Send me your videos. I want to see them. As we get into our workout today, and since it is Friday, we're continuing with the benchmark or Hero WOD workout. Today for our workout is going to be Tommy Mac. Tommy Mac is 2 rounds for time of 12 burpees, 12 thrusters, 12 burpees, 12 snatches, 12 burpees, 12 push jerks, 12 burpees, 12 hang squat cleans, 12 burpees, and then finishing with 12 overhead squats. Yes, I got it. So 2 rounds of that. Now, I know it's a lot of movements, a lot of burpees in between, but 12 reps of each of those movements. Finishing this for time. Now, before I get into describing the workout, I don't think I mentioned the RX weight on the barbell. So the RX weight for Tommy Mac is 115.75. So if you need to scale weight down, make sure we scale accordingly. If you have questions about it, always send me your questions. But it's going to start with 12 burpees. So regular burpees here, they're not going to be over the barbell. So just standard burpee, chest to the ground. As we come up, jump and clap up overhead as we squeeze our butt and our knees. But the first movement that we're going to come to is the thruster. So we can squat clean into that first rep, but basically we're just getting the bar to our shoulders and going right into a thruster. So as we stand up, we accelerate through the middle. As we press that bar up overhead, finishing with the bar behind the ears. Now, when that barbell is up overhead, I want you to think about squeezing your butt and keeping your ribs down as that barbell is in the overhead position, okay? This is gonna lead to a lot of back pain, all right? Your back's gonna lock up and get really tight throughout this workout. There's a lot of different reps. There's 120 burpees and then 120 barbell movements. So make sure that we're squeezing our butt whenever that barbell is up overhead to save your low back. Once we finish our thrusters, we're gonna go on to another 12 burpees. Once we finish that, then we're gonna go to power snatches. So each snatch is gonna come from the floor and then finish in an overhead position. All right, coming back down, touch, going right back up. Now, keeping good posture here in the bottom, trying not to just hinge, round out, bend at the waist. All right, I want you to get set, keep that chest as tall as possible in that bottom snatch position. Once we finish our power snatches, we're gonna move on to another 12 burpees. Once we come back to the barbell, we've got jerks this time. So, cleaning the bar to the shoulders, going right into our push jerk. All right, notice, I didn't stand up, so those are reps. All right, get the bar up overhead, stand up, then bring it back down. Bar up overhead, stand up, bring it back down. All right, make sure that we complete those reps by standing up when that bar is up overhead. So, 12 jerks, then another 12 burpees. Whenever you finish your 12 burpees, coming back to the barbell for hang squat cleans. So, we are deadlifting the bar first, getting the bar to the hip, staying above the knee, but then pulling ourselves down into a front squat. So, hinge, extend, catch, stand. Back down, extend, catch, stand. So 12 hang squat cleans. Once we finish those, 12 burpees, and then we're going to come back to the last movement, which is overhead squats. So overhead squats, if you're confident enough, you can squat snatch that first rep, but make sure that we don't fail, okay? Only if you're 100% positive that you're able to hit that squat snatch do I recommend you squat snatching that first rep. So get that bar secure up overhead and then start your overhead squats. So getting that bar up overhead and then going right into your 12 overhead squats. Once you finish your 12th overhead squat, that's 1 round. You're doing it again. All right, so going back to your burpees and then completing each of those 5 movements with the 12 burpees in between each rep. So 2 rounds of those 5 movements with 12 burpees in between each of them for time. And I know it may not seem like much, but 12 reps per round of each movement times 2 is only 24 reps of each of those movements We've got a lot of burpees in between, but make sure that we don't bite off more than we can chew from the beginning, okay? I want you guys to maintain consistent sets. So if we need to break from the beginning, say you're not very good at thrusters or at squatting movements, I wouldn't recommend going unbroken on the thrusters to start. So if we need to break 6 and 6 or go 8 and 4, then do something that we're able to maintain and keep that same set for the second set once you come back around and do it on the second round. So maintaining consistent sets and don't start off too hot. Now for those of you guys that don't have a barbell, all we're doing is we're still doing Tommy Mac, but all we're doing is subbing that barbell for the dumbbells. Now each of these movements are pretty easy to sub out for dumbbells. So if you've got one dumbbell, then we can just use one, but if you have two, then you can always do the same movement with one dumbbell in each hand. So Tommy Mac, the same 2 rounds of each of those movements, 12 reps apiece, 4 times. All right, all my dumbbell people, we're gonna be starting off with 12 burpees as we come to the thrusters. Like I mentioned, you can go 12 thrusters with one dumbbell in each hand, or if you only have one, or say you have 2 dumbbells and you're not able to thruster 2 50-pound dumbbells, then just get one, go front squat, press up overhead. All right, right in that front right position. Then we're going to our 12 burpees. Then we're going into our alternating snatches. So touch the ground, go up overhead, switch hands, back up overhead, total of 12 burpees. Then we're going into our 12 push jerks. So if you only have one, then I want you to do 12 on each arm. So total of 12, then switch arms, total of 12. But if you have 2 dumbbells, then just 12. 1, 2, so on and so forth till you get to 12. Then you're gonna do your 12 burpees, then you're gonna go to your hang squat cleans. So keeping the dumbbells next to the side. All right, remember these from, what workout was it? Shoot, we did it a couple weeks ago. But the 800 meter run and the 30s dumbbell squat cleans and 30 burpees, the same rhythm here. So dumbbells stand next to your side. All we're doing is kind of getting a swing in motion here. And as we extend up, we step to the side, squat, step back, swing, squat, step back, swing, squat. So a total of 12 there. And then we're gonna go into our overhead squats after we finish our 12 burpees. So I want you guys working as best you can here to maintain posture. Dumbbells up overhead. These are tough. All right, so good squat stance. Reach up to that dumbbell as we get full depth, and then stand back tall. All right, for those, just 6 on each arm. So a total of 12 there for the dumbbell overhead squats. So that is your modified Tommy Mac if you don't have a barbell. And that brings it into another CrossFit Overtake at-home workout. That makes 27 now, so hopefully this doesn't last too much longer and we can all get back in here and forget about these videos. But if you guys have any questions about the workout or the strength today, always send me your questions. But today's a perfect day to video those snatches, video your complex, and send those to me. If you guys have any questions, if is this right or am I in the right position, send them to me and I'd love to give you some feedback. But until then, make sure you log your workouts, especially this one since it is a Hero WOD. We're probably going to be seeing this again. So make sure you log whatever movements you scale or whatever weight you use so that you can see next time what you need to change to increase that time or to get a better score. So log your workouts and we will see you guys on the next video.